And we're back. What's up, everybody? Benja Welldone coming at you live on this beautiful Corona-free day. Today is Saturday, May the 8th at 9:35 in the morning. How are you doing? So here's the thing. Digital currency and perspectives. That's a really vague title. I think I'm getting good at these whole vague title things. But anyway, there was an article the other day coming from different points of view of somebody who had an extreme view on one side, an extreme view on the other side, and a moderate conservative view in the middle. Okay? One point of view from this article had to do with, and it was all about digital currency, was by saying it's blasphemous and it's horrible and it's a bad thing because if everybody invests in digital currency, well, then it'll devalue the dollar. Well, yeah, to a degree that's true, but the thing is, people are still going to need physical things to hold on to, and most currency in all reality already is digital. I'm talking about that crypto coin and Bitcoin and all that other stuff. So he's not completely wrong, but he's not completely right also. That's kind of an extreme view. The reason, perspectively, why this one guy on this one side of the aisle is saying why it's so bad is because the more people that do it, and this was a very rich guy saying it, a multi-billionaire investor, and well, just a multi-billionaire in general, is because when that happens, his money becomes less. Okay? Now, take that exact philosophy, but apply it towards the digital cryptocurrency guy. The digital cryptocurrency guy was basically saying how all of the digital and cryptologic money and stuff like that, it was going to replace the dollar. Now, by saying so, everybody, assumably, right, wants to have more than less money. So his whole goal from his perspective is to get more people investing in it to make his wealth more, right? And then there was another guy, kind of a moderate in the middle. Now, whenever I'm looking at and I'm finding out information or doing any type of research or something like that, I always look at the far extreme on one side, the far extreme on the other, and then one in the middle. And the reason is this. There may be some very valid, true points to what one person says on the negative extreme. The one person may say some things that are true, even though a lot of them are outlandish. There may be some truth on the positive extreme. And you might also find a unique individual facts that neither of the two had, or a combination, or both didn't, whatever, that the middle perspective guy has. And that's exactly what I did when it has to do with cryptological currency and digital currency, all this stuff that is basically not the dollar, like Bitcoin and stuff like that. And the guy in the middle pretty much said, you know what, you have valid points and you have valid points. Like, if you're listening to this, I was pointing to left and right, basically saying each of them had valid points. But the truth is you're both right and you're both wrong. Because the thing is this, digital currency, and again, that's not what this whole thing is about, it's just about perspective. But for argument's sake or whatever, digital currency is something that had a small start, and now it is picking up steam, and it is only going to continue in that direction. So I feel like ignoring that it's here is naive, because it's a real thing. A single Bitcoin is actually worth like $55,000 right now, around there, roundabout, and it was worth less than 1,000th of a dollar, which pretty much means if you had invested hypothetically like $1,000, or excuse me, $1, by the time when it was 1,000th of a dollar, when that $1 you invested, you would have had 1,000 Bitcoin, right? By the time it reached $1, you would have had $1,000. By the time it hit 55,000, when you just tack on some zeros there, you'd have multiple millions of dollars. It's pretty immense. From $1, just $1. That's it. So stupid. Now it gets even crazier if you were to actually invest like $1,000 or $100 or whatever, right? It gets even crazier then. But my point is this. This was kind of a pattern, a formula that I do for everything when I'm researching information. Because when I'm researching, I'm really just seeking the truth, looking at different perspectives and maybe a middle perspective to gain ground as far as maybe I will agree with the guy on the left more, or the right, or the center. For this topic specifically, I agree on the center, because I don't think anything is ever going to replace the dollar or any other physical currency. I think that's kind of an extreme thing to say from the guy on the right. I also feel like it's naive to ignore, so you automatically have to ignore the guy on the left. But prospectively, each of them wants the extreme right and the extreme left, again, not being political, prospectively wants their own financial or their own interest, or for any argument or discussion or topic, whatever, to be right. And sometimes the truth can actually be a little bit further to the left than the right. Sometimes it could be closer to the left, and the guy who is in the middle is siding with the guy on the right. So he's not really in the middle. You know, to have an actual arbitrary, non-biased kind of a point of view, it's pretty unlikely. Just basically from the point that if they don't, they're being honest, but they also have no gain in it. And if their gain is to give information, well, then that's pretty much the only perspective that they can get. Now, which is completely different compared to, say, if the guy in the middle is supposed to side with one of the differences, you know? And maybe, just maybe, I'm not losing you too much, but the point is this. I use that formula of looking to the extreme left, extreme right of something, two different sides, and then try to find individuals that are talking about the middle, to maybe not just determine which side is more correct, but what the middle point of view is. And I may have to look at several individuals in the middle to find out what that true middle is. Because like I said, the guy who says he's in the middle might actually be talking up the right side. Like a guy can say that he's completely unbiased, but and then XYZ, something crazy after that, right? So it's sort of weird to say you're in the middle if you're clearly not, if you have some sort of an interest, or if you already agree with somebody. You know, perfect example, if you have a wife or girlfriend, husband, boyfriend, whatever, they don't even have to be right, but if somebody is contradicting them, there's a very high possibility that even if they're wrong, that significant other will agree with them just because of favoritism, you know? And that's just the world. But anyway, so in short, having to do with two topics, cryptocurrency and perspective. If you really want to learn something the best, in my opinion, research it from the left, the far negative, the far positive, and somewhere in the middle. But maybe even at least one fair one. And if you don't feel like you're getting a fair perspective, then multiple middle points of view, to really find out what that middle is, to make your best determination according to what direction you want to go in, depending on whatever the circumstance is. I feel like that's a pretty solid ground rule that most individuals don't do, because if, for example, if you want to learn something about the news, watch CNN, watch Fox News, but there's no middle. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, what's true? And that's a big problem with the news nowadays. But anyway, and as far as this whole crypto thing, after looking at the far left and the far right and the middle, I decided to invest. I'm not getting into strategies or anything else like that, because that's not what this is. And besides, talking about perspective, if I were to do that hypothetically, if everyone were doing if I would say what I'm going to be doing financially in an investment strategy or something like that, well, then I would have to change my strategy again, because now you know my plan. Now you know what I'm doing. So, which probably will bring me to my next topic, going to be strategic, which is always. And the reason why is because if you develop a plan for a problem and it's a great answer, and you show or tell what that formula is, provided by it's not so universal, kind of like what I just said. If it's a very specific plan for a specific goal, by revealing it, you alter your own plan, and you have to already modify it. So it's a whole other topic of discussion. But anyway, just that's it for today. I had some plans. My main goal today is just to work on comedy. And I'm at the grocery store, got to get some supplies, do a little cleaning. So anyway, With that being mentioned, I hope everybody has a beautiful day. Maybe, just maybe, if not for digital cryptocurrency's sake, you may have learned something, but maybe just a formula as far as how to evaluate problems to find the best potential solution. So, and that can go into a whole other ball of wax with testing your solution and going back to what people call the drawing board, you know, starting all over again. But anyway, maybe, just maybe I made a difference. Maybe, just maybe you enjoy what I said. And if you did, keep watching, keep listening, because it's always something different. And this is just so, as always, you get to know me more prospectively from a different angle. So anyway, y'all have a beautiful day. I'm Benja Welldone. Check me out. Peace.